Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Earth Twister, and today I am bringing you our Protection Captain America deck back, this time taking on Loki in the new Loki God of Lies scenario. Now, I have already taken this deck up against Enchantress and loved it. It was a lot of fun for me. It does take a lot of building out to get the full engine going, but when you do, it just kind of feels like I'm just teasing the villain a little bit. It's a ton of fun. Talking about it a little bit, just in case you didn't watch that video or you missed it. I will try to remember to link it down in the description below. But here we have our allies, which are somewhat helpful. We have Ironheart, 2-cost ally right here for a card draw, and because she can also ping some damage or some threat. Then we have North Star, who's going to help us defend for things, going to be canceling boost icons for us. And then Agent 13, of course, his identity-specific ally, will be great for some early game threat removal and potentially help with threat removal throughout the rest of the time. Now, the way this engine works is it's really focused highly on dealing damage and removing threat during the villain phase. So, of course, Captain America's shield, Dauntless, and Armored Vest are all kind of one engine that do work with something else. But the Captain America shield, Dauntless, and Armored Vest will give me +2 to my defense total and give me Retaliate 2 total, which is super awesome. Then, just in case we're still taking damage, we do have energy barriers, which will block damage and then deal it out for us. And on top of that, we have Ops Room that'll help do that too, but instead of dealing damage, it will do threat removal for us. To continue on with the damage in the villain phase, we have Electrostatic Armor and Repost. Those are going to be cards that will help deal some massive damage for us and build on top of things. Now, if we want to keep doing things even in the hero phase, we want some card draw. So, of course, we have Avengers Mansion, Change of Fortune, Unflappable, and Steve's Apartment, which is fantastic for healing a little bit and keeping Dauntless operational. Which, of course, is what Ops Room and Energy Barrier will hopefully be doing for us as well. Now, once we get our defense built up and everything like that, and we're really not taking any damage, we, of course, have Hard to Ignore, which is going to be fantastic to help keep threat down. And then we can just ping damage with these things, and then hopefully start doing damage with our heroic strikes and shield tosses. Now, as we're doing that in the villain phase, maybe we want more card draw. Maybe we want to actually be pinging damage even during the hero phase, because it can be kind of fun. We have Taunt, which is a fantastic card for that. The villain will attack us, and then we get to draw 3 cards for it, which is really good. Then, of course, to help pay for everything, on top of all that, we have Helicarrier, the Super Soldier Serums, Quinn Carrier, and then, of course, the 3 doubles. So this deck is a lot of fun. It does take a little bit to get built out, but that's the way I like to play the game. So let's actually see how this deck takes against Loki, God of Lies. And, of course, let's check out the scenario before we get into it. All right, so this is a scenario I have not yet taken on. And we're doing it in expert, so we'll probably end up getting destroyed on the first try. But we'll just see what happens. So the main focus, it looks like, is this Loki, God of Lies. Now, if you've watched other people play this or you have it yourself, feel free to skip to the actual gameplay. I'm just going to be actually examining everything that's going on here to try and get an idea of what's going to happen before we play. Kind of like what I've seen Stretch22 do in his other videos. So we have got Loki, God of Lies here. Once he has 10 hit points in single player or fewer remaining, we'll flip this card. And when revealed, each group in standard mode attaches their set-aside intense focus to the avatar of Loki. So it looks like we've got this as a special attachment for this, this scenario. So the avatar of Loki. Then each group in expert mode flips their intense focus attachment to its total focus side. Okay. So if Loki, God of Lies, is defeated, all players in all groups win the game. Okay. So this is the guy we want to defeat. Now we have 2 main schemes here, which is a little confusing to me. And we'll have to figure out exactly how that all works. I may have to read the Trickster Takeover guide there to figure it out. But we got the setup here, which is create separate game areas for each player group. There's only me, so we'll see how it works in solo. And then each group follows the instructions on Mischief and Mayhem. Oh, that's what it is. So Mischief and Mayhem is the next main scheme. So then the setup is after resolving Worlds Collide, do the following. So this, I guess, doesn't flip yet. We'll have to see. So put a random avatar of Loki villain into play. So we'll have to roll a die for those. And then set each other avatar of Loki villain aside and the Shatter the Illusion card aside. So that's this card right here. Then we put each synergy environment into play. And then in standard mode, set the intense focus attachment aside, and in expert mode, attach it to the avatar. So this card right here, avatar of Loki villain in place. So we're going to look at this real quick. In intense focus, it's permanent, so it can't be defeated or removed. The avatar of Loki villain gets +2 hit points and gains steady. In standard mode, discard the top 2 cards. That's when it's revealed. You just discard the top 2 cards of the encounter deck and the top 5 cards of each player deck. Wow. So then when you flip over to total focus, the avatar of Loki is going to then get +3 hit points and steady. So it's not much different, just kind of a 3 extra hit points there. Still gets the +1/+1, so it's not too bad. And then when it's revealed, you discard the top 2 cards of the encounter deck and the top 5 cards of each player deck. And then you find the Dark Scepter and reveal it. If Dark Scepter did not interplay this way, give the avatar of Loki villain a tough status card. Okay. So that doesn't seem too terrible. So then we would flip this. It says forced interrupt. When this scheme would be completed, remove all threat from here and place 1 threat on Worlds Collide instead. So still don't want this. Just get like 2 chances, I think, for this. So that's going to be interesting. And then when an identity forced interrupt would be defeated, change that identity's form to alter ego, set its hit point dial to 1, and place 1 threat on Worlds Collide instead. Very interesting. So Worlds Collide is a 2 per player threat, or 2 per group threat. There's only 1 group, and it's just me, so it's going to be 2 threat there. It doesn't go up, and it doesn't start with anything on it. Each per player icon on Loki, God of Lies, counts the total number of players in all game areas. Okay, and then each per group icon on this scheme counts the total number of groups in all pods. Cards cannot affect this scheme or Loki, God of Lies, unless they refer to those cards by title. If this stage is completed, the players lose the game. Okay, so it seems like this Loki, God of Lies, is kind of out of reach, and we don't affect either of these unless there's a way with a card in here that allows me to do so. Okay, Shatter the Illusion. So this is going to be a very important card. So when a Fading Figment, and that's going to be the back of one of these cards, is revealed, follow these steps to shatter Loki's illusion. Remove each shatter counter from the Fading Figment, then deal damage to Loki, God of Lies, equal to the number of shatter counters removed this way. Swap the Fading Figment in play with a random set-aside villain, avatar of Loki side face up. Then set the hit point dial of that avatar Loki villain to its printed hit point value, and deal each player 1 face down encounter card. This is just a reminder. So then we're going to basically be cycling through these 4, whatever we end up getting. So the Rascal, the Miscreant, the Knave, and the Wretch. So if we do 15 points of damage, we place 5 shatter counters. So then when we do the 5 shatter counters and flip this card, we shatter the illusion. We follow the steps here, and then we choose a group in our pod. So I would choose myself because I'm the only one here. Then place synergy counters on their feigned retreat environment, equal to the number of players in the group. Okay. So we would put 1 on there. All right. So that's how we would play with the environments. The environments are good things, it seems like. And so then I guess once we defeat all 4 of these, then Loki, God of Lies, is finally defeated. Because it says once he has 10 per player health or fewer remaining hit points, flip this card. And it doesn't say It doesn't say to adjust the hit point value. So it looks like it's just there's only one phase there. So that seems pretty interesting. We've already looked at intense focus. We do have the love triangle from the trickster magic. Of course, Dark Scepter is going to give him stalwart. And treacheries can't be canceled. After I resolve a treachery, spend 2 resources of the same type to discard that card, and he gets +1 attack. I don't have any treachery cancels in the deck, so I should be okay to basically leave that on there. It might actually be helpful for my deck. We'll see. Wrapped in Chains, exhaust your identity, and he cannot ready. So spend 2 resources of the same type, discard this card, and place 1 shatter counter on the avatar of Loki villain, which will be good because then we can get more shatter counters on them. Of course, we have all of these minions here, and these also. These we'll want these to come out so we can get some help. These we probably will not want to see. Of course, we have all these side schemes. I don't want to read those necessarily, dark arts or dirty tricks. I'm going to try and leave most of these sort of unread, so I don't really know what's coming, but I know basically how to play this scenario at this point. If I've said anything wrong so far, please let me know in the comments, and then let me know as I play the game too. So let's go ahead and we're going to go down to the table and get things set up. All right, guys, we are down at the table, and I am sorry about the lighting on this side of the board. I typically try to keep stuff off up here just because my light is coming from that direction, and so it just really messes with everything on this side of the board. But unfortunately, we just don't have the space. It's a very small recording space to be able to do nothing on this side. So with that being said, of course, I will read everything over here as I remember to do so. Now, to finish setup, we have to put a random avatar of Loki in play. So we're going to roll a 6-sided dice, and we'll re-roll 5 and 6s. So 4, that gives us Loki the Wretch. He'll come into play first, and we'll set these other ones aside. Okay? And then we will put each synergy environment into play. And then finally, the intense focus attachment is in play. So we'll flip this up. Starts with 0 threat. And I guess we get started. So 0 threat there. I will give myself one of these. Now this is the main guy we're trying to take out. This is, of course, his avatar. So let's make sure we have our hit points set. I will not... Well, maybe I'll be able to display it. I've got 11 hit points here. And then he will have 20 right there. I'll try to keep it displayed. It may get in the way. And let me grab another health dial. All right, and this Loki starts with 15. Plus 2, so he gets 17. All right. That is kind of in the way, so I'll put it on top of the Shatter the Illusion right there. I think that's a good spot for it. I'm going to pause and I'll be right back. All right, just had to run off and get some water. So, as a reminder, my recording area is not the greatest, so let's see if we can fix it a little bit. Okay. Perfect. Mostly. All right. So, starting hand, we'll drop to 6. Heroic Strike. Dauntless. Hard to Ignore. Desperate Defense. Captain America's Shield. And Super Soldier Serum. So, to be completely honest, I think the Hard to Ignore and Dauntless are the only things, and the Super Soldier Serum are the only things I want to keep. Everything else I will discard. Mostly because Captain America's Shield, yes, it's great, but I can pull it from my discard pile. So we'll go ahead and do that. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So we've got those 6 cards. We will search my deck and discard pile for the shield and add it to my hand. All right, so first off, we'll go ahead and do 2 Fearless Determinations. So there's no threat to be removed right now to pay for a Super Soldier Serum. Super Soldier Serum will pay for my shield. Put that right there. And then Shield Toss will pay for a Hard to Ignore. We'll hang on to Dauntless. For now, we'll flip up. When Loki the Wretch activates against you, discard the top card of the encounter deck. If a Treachery was discarded this way, Loki the Wretch gets +1/+1 for this activation. Okay, so there's no reason for me not to attack him now, so I'll attack for 2. Taking him down to 15. First damage already done. Okay. So when I defend, I will defend for 3, and he will likely... he might be attacking for a lot more than I want him to. Okay. That is the end of my turn. So I will ready and draw. 2, 3, 4, 5. So we've got Ops Room, which will be great for helping us remove threat and preventing damage. Hard to Ignore removes threat. What doesn't kill me may be a nice ready, but I already have a built-in ready. Heroic Strike may not be our first card to play, and Dauntless. Threat will go up by 1, and of course I have made the switch to die because it's just a little bit easier. So threat goes up by 1. Then Loki will attack me for 2 plus a boost. First of all, we discard the top card of the encounter deck. I guess we'll give him the face down boost first, and then discard the top card of the encounter deck. It is an attachment, so he does not get the +1/+1. So he's going to attack for 2 plus a boost. I'll go ahead and defend for 3. And then I take 1 indirect damage from each character I control. Okay. So he attacked for 2 and then did no extra damage, so I didn't take any damage. I do take 1 indirect, which does not count as the attack though. He takes a retaliate damage, and I get to remove the threat that is on the scheme. And we get an encounter card. However you pronounce that, Ravsvilger. When revealed, discard the top 3 cards of the encounter deck. If a Treachery was discarded this way, take 2 indirect damage. 1, 2, 3. No Treacheries. We got an Obligation and 2 minions. Alright. My turn. Looks like I need to take care of that guy. Let's see. 1, 2, 3 for Heroic Strike and then get Dauntless down. I guess. Heroic Strike. 1, 2, 3. So I get to deal 6 damage to him and stun him. And then I think actually Dauntless isn't going to be helpful because I will be taking some damage at least to begin. So let's discard Dauntless to ready. We'll hang on to Ops Room. And then I will... See, this guy won't activate. I'll attack the Loki the Wretch for 2, taking him down to 12. Okay. Then we'll ready and drop 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. We have got Energy Barrier, Super Soldier Serum, Taunt, North Star, and Ops Room. Threat goes up by 1. Loki the Wretch is going to attack. First, we discard the top card. It is a Treachery, so he's going to get +1/+1. So he's going to attack for 3 plus a boost. I will defend for 3. He attacks for 5. So I will take 2. And then he takes 1 retaliate. Don't get to remove that threat because I did take damage. This guy would attack, but he's stunned. And then our encounter card, caught off guard, discard an upgrade or support you control. Gosh. I guess we'll discard the hard to ignore because it's going to be easy enough to get back out. Okay, that's not what I wanted. I'm going to use 2 resources. Pay for a Super Soldier Serum. Put 2 things here so I know that I have 2. And then I'm gonna want Ops Room, help with threat. And that comes in with 3 counters. I'm gonna discard Energy Barrier to ready and attack this guy. So I defeat him. So place 3 shatter counters on the avatar of Loki villain. 3 shatter counters. And then choose a group in my pod and place 1 synergy counter on their domineering force environment. I'm going to choose myself and get domineering force. So I can remove 1 here and deal 4 extra damage. That's actually really cool. Okay. It's ready. And dropped 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Helicarrier, Shield Toss, Electrostatic Armor, Steve's Apartment, and Energy Barrier. Threat goes up by 1. Loki the Wretch is going to attack for 2 plus a boost. That is a Treachery. So it's 3 plus a boost. I will defend for 3. He is attacking for 3. So no threat gets removed because I can't prevent anything, but he does take a retaliate. I take no damage. And we get our encounter card. Love Triangle. Attached to an ally I control, otherwise this card gains Surge. So it surges into Grindel. Comes in with Guard. When he attacks, discard the top 3 cards of the encounter deck. For each Treachery discarded this way, he gets +1 for that attack. And then once he's defeated, we place 3 shatter counters on Loki. Alright. Well, with that being said, I think we're going to use 2 Super Soldier Serums and Steve's Shield Toss to pay for the Helicarrier. Already run out of room. And then we'll use Helicarrier to pay for Electrostatic Armor. And Energy Barrier will pay for Steve's Apartment. Then I'm going to go ahead and flip down because I had no way to damage that guy. Steve's Apartment will heal me 1. Puts me up at 9. Draw me a card. Agent 13. Okay, then we'll ready. And draw up to 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Threat will go up by 1 to 3. This may pop. He's going to scheme for 1, 2, 3 plus a boost. 3, just 3. So this goes up to 6. And he is going to scheme for 1, putting it up to 7. Not great. Okay. And then our encounter card is New Jotunheim. The side scheme comes in with 6 threat and an acceleration token. Okay. Steve's apartment is going to heal me 1, bringing me up to 10. Drawing me a card. Get a riposte here. Then I get Helicarrier, Steve's Living Legend, and a Super Soldier Serum. Pay for Agent 13. After Agent 13 enters play, remove 2 threat from a scheme. I need to remove it here for sure. And then she is going to go ahead and thwart 2 off of Jotunheim. She will take a consequential. Then I will go ahead and flip up. Super Soldier Serum, riposte, shield block, and another shield block, I guess. We'll pay for Avengers Mansion. That will go ahead and draw me a card. Genius. We'll pay for Energy Barrier. Let's actually move these over so I can have a little bit more space. I know it's going to be hard to see what those say, but I will read them as I use them. Okay, that comes in with 3 counters. Then I'm going to swing at Grindel for 2, and I'm going to remove a counter from Domineering Force. When a friendly character attacks, remove 1 synergy counter from here. That attack deals 4 additional damage. So that will defeat Grindel because I attack for 2 plus 4. When defeated, place 3 shadow counters on the avatar of Loki villain. So this goes up to 6. Okay. And I believe I will actually go ahead and discard Change of Fortune to ready, and then thwart 2 off of Mischief and Mayhem to bring it down to 3. Then I will ready and drop 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. We have a Repose, Taunt, Unflappable, Heroic Strike, and another Taunt. Readying. Threat goes up by 2, bringing it up to 5. Loki will attack for 2. Just 2 plus a boost. I'm going to defend for 3. Trying to just make this easier to see. Defend for 3, so he's attacking for 2. 5. He attacks for 5. We will ping 1 off to remove a threat. And another off to deal a damage. He takes a damage, goes down to 9. 1 still comes through to me, because he's attacking for 1, 2, 5, and I was able to defend for 2, 3. And then he will deal 1 to me, and then we get 2 more to him because of the electrostatic armor and Captain America's shield. All right. Our encounter card, Master Plan. Add 4 threat on each side scheme. So this goes up to Not ideal. Helicarrier will pay for Unflappable. Avengers Mansion will draw me a card. We will taunt to ready. Then a Super Soldier Serum will taunt. So he's going to attack me for 1, 2, discard. It's not a treachery, so just 2 plus a boost. Of course, I'm going to defend. So there's the boost. My other Super Soldier Serum is going to have me do a Desperate Defense. So I will be defending for 2, 3, 4, 5. He's attacking for 2, 3. I take no damage. He'll take 2. And I get to draw 3 cards. Also, make that 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. No threat cards, no thwart cards anyways. We'll use Riposte to pay for Hard to Ignore. Not really sure where to put this, so we'll put it out here on the field for now. Trying to... The space, man. Okay. Then... Theoretically, I could do a What Doesn't Kill Me to ready and heal, which would be good. So, she'll thwart 2. Take a consequential. I'll thwart 2. These will be 2 resources, 1 physical for What Doesn't Kill Me. Heals me 2. Readies me. And I've already discarded a card to ready, so I can't discard another one. I'll thwart for 2 more, bringing this down to 2. All right. We will ready. And draw up to 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. Threat will go up by 2. Loki will attack for just 2 plus a boost. Here's his boost. And I don't know if I've been doing that in the right order. So I will be defending for 2, 3. Yep, just 3 for now. So he's attacking for 2, 5. I can prevent 1, 2. I get to remove a threat and deal a damage. Then I still take 1. So I can't trigger either of these 2 cards. But then he'll take 2 for 1 for electrostatic armor and 1 for my shield. Then the encounter card is Zax. Retaliate 1. When revealed, discard the top 4 cards of my deck. I only have 3. For each energy printed resource discarded this way, take 1 indirect damage. No energy resources. So I take no damage, but I do get an additional encounter card. Puppet Master. Comes in with 3 threat. Allies cannot thwart this scheme or defend against the villain's attacks. Really not the worst. Okay. Comes in with 3. All right. My turn. Avengers Mansion will draw me a card. As a shield toss, I will use energy to bring in Ironheart. She'll draw me a card. It's a taunt. I'm going to shield toss. So I will discard Taunt and Ops Room. And I return this to my hand. So then that is 2 cards. I get to discard X cards from your hand and then return Captain America's shield from play to your hand and deal 4 damage to X enemies. So I chose 2. So I get to deal 4 damage to him. I have no more dice. So we'll mix it up and actually put real tokens out. So he has 4. I do take retaliate from him. And then that does knock Loki the Wretch out. Actually, I won't take the retaliate because I will use Ops Room to remove a threat from a scheme. So we'll take this down to 4. And he is at 4. Okay. So then when this villain would be defeated, place 5 shatter counters here and flip this card instead. So he gets 5 shatter counters, which means 11. So we'll go ahead and flip this over. When revealed, shatter the illusion. So there's 11 shatter counters on the Fading Figment. Remove each shatter counter from Fading Figment, then deal damage to Loki, God of Lies, equal to the number of shatter counters removed this way. So he will take 11 damage. So he goes down to 9. If Loki, God of Lies, has 10 or fewer hit points remaining, flip this card. Okay. We'll finish shattering the illusion. Swap the Fading Figment in play with a random set-aside villain avatar of Loki, side face up. And that, okay. And then I get an encounter card. So we'll get our encounter card. We will 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we get Loki the Rascal. Okay. Each group in standard mode attaches the set-aside intense focus to the avatar of Loki villain in the game area. Each group in expert mode flips it to total focus. So he gets 18 hit points. Okay. There we go. Fantastic. I'm going to use 1, 2, 3 resources to pay for Quinn Carrier. Quinn Carrier will be a resource to get my shield back into play. And then Ops Room will ready me. I will thwart. I think I'll attack for 2 on Zax. When defeated, the player who defeated this minion puts the set-aside Zax ally into play under their control. Victory display is up there. We get Zax into play. He can thwart for 3. Nice. After Zax enters play, search the top 5 cards of your deck for a card with a printed energy resource and add it to your hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I will take the Desperate Defense. And then we shuffle. Okay. Zax will go ahead and thwart 3 off of Puppet Master. And why am I exhausted? I shouldn't be. No, because I attacked. That's right. He'll take 2 consequential for that. And then Agent 13 will sacrifice to defeat New Jotunheim. When defeated, place 3 shatter counters on the avatar of Loki, and then choose a group in your pod, then place 1 synergy counter on the Feigned Retreat environment. Okay, Feigned Retreat's right here. And if I remove 1, I can prevent 4 damage. Not bad. We also have Desperate Defense, so I'm not really worried about anything. I'm going to go ahead and have Iron Heart thwart for 1. She'll take a consequential. And that'll bring this down to 3. Much more manageably. Great. Then we'll ready and draw up to 5. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. So threat goes up by only 1 this time. Loki the Rascal is going to attack. So after you resolve a boost card during Loki the Rascal's activation, if that card is a treachery, either deal it to yourself as a face-down encounter card or spend 1 resource of any type. All right. So he's going to attack for 2 plus a boost. It will defend for 3. It is a treachery. So it's 1, 2. I take no damage. I will also spend a resource, because I definitely don't want him to scheme. So I took no damage, and he'll take 2, and I get to draw a card and remove a threat. So 3, and then he takes 2, 1 for retaliate, 1 for electrostatic, and I get to draw a card. I got a shield block. Okay, then we get an encounter card. Oh, sorry, the first one is actually exhaustion. So surge and exhaust your identity. Surges into dark arts. This card gains insight 1, so this goes up to 4. Search the encounter deck. Search the encounter discard pile for a minion and reveal it. Otherwise, place 3 threat on the main. Okay, what? So we got Titania, Whirlwind, Minotaur, Malekith, Grindel, Rosvulgar, Absorbing Man. I think we will go with Titania. Okay. Yep. So she's revealed. Not bad. And then this one is Ferris Wolf with Garden Patrol. So threat cannot be removed from the main scheme. Okay. Or cannot be thwarted from the main scheme. All right. Good. I don't know why these are exhausted. That should be exhausted. This should not. That is, and that is. Okay. Draw a card with Avengers Mansion. Got a bunch of defense cards and not much else. I'm going to discard a Riposte to ready. Then use Quinn Carrier to pay for another hard to ignore. I'm going to attack Fenris for 2. Zax will attack for 1. Ironheart will attack for 1. And be defeated. Right. And I'm going to discard these 3 cards and then drop to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Heroic Strike would have been nice. Threat goes up to 5. Loki will attack for 2 plus a boost. Twin Carrier will pay for a Desperate Defense, so I will defend for 2, 3, 4, 5. He's attacking for 2. And then place 1 threat on the main scheme for each character I control, so that goes up to 7. I take no damage. And I will spend a resource to prevent that from triggering. Take no damage, he takes 2. I get to ready. I don't think that... let's see. This will tell me real quick. Keywords, patrol. That player cannot use cards they control to thwart the main scheme. These are not thwarting, so I can remove 2 threat from the main because it is not a thwart event. Okay, and then I can draw a card because I took no damage. And because of Desperate Defense, I get to ready. Then Fenris will attack for 2. And I will go ahead and prevent 1 and reflect it back at him. He goes up to 5 damage. And defend it. I can't, if I do that, then I can't reflect it. So what I will do is I'll just take his attack. And he'll take 2 damage from... I'll defend his attack. And he'll take 2 damage from me. And then Titania will attack me for 3. I'll prevent 1 of hers and reflect it over to Fenris. So that takes me down to 7. She will take 1, retaliate. And then I get to place 3 shatter counters on the avatar of Loki. And place 1 on mounting resistance. And actually, we'll remove a counter from here to not take any damage from Titania. Well, actually, I can't do that. I can't do that because I wanted to reflect that damage. So Fenris Wolf has been defeated, and we get to put... Oh, keep that there. Put 1 on mounting resistance. Okay. I think that's it. Get an encounter card. Villain is going to attack. Villain and each minion engaged. Zax will defend the villain. 2. Yeah, 5. Zax is defeated. Goes to the victory display. Then Titania is going to attack, and I'll prevent her damage with the Feigned Retreat. This says when an identity would take any amount of damage, remove 1 synergy counter from here, prevent 4 of that damage. Okay, my turn. I will use Helicarrier and Super Soldier Serum to pay for what doesn't kill me. I will heal myself 2 and ready. Draw a card with Avengers Mansion. I will use Genius and Desperate Defense to pay for a Heroic Strike. There's no physicals there. I get to deal 6 damage to Titania. And then I'll attack her for 2 to defeat her. And now she'll thwart 2, bringing this down to 3. Take 1 consequential for that. I'll discard the Heroic Strike to ready. And I will I'll attack for 2, taking him down to 12. And we'll ready. And draw. 2, 3, 4, 5. Threat goes up by 1. Loki the Rascal will attack for 2 plus a boost. 2. And then take 1 indirect damage for each character you control. I am also going to be doing a shield block. I take no damage from... I exhaust Captain America's shield. And take no damage from that attack. So because I defended, Electrostatic Armor will trigger, so Retaliate 1, Electrostatic Armor. And then Unflappable will trigger, and both hard to ignores. So this goes down to 2. Draw a card. And then I take 2 indirect damage, which will both go on Titania. Okay. This is not a treachery, so we don't need to worry about it. Encounter card is Door Between Worlds. Comes in with 7 per group amount of threat on it. Any player in your pod can thwart Door Between Worlds as if it were in their game area. And each group in your pod places 3 shatter counters on the avatar of Loki and 1 on each of their synergy environments. Wow, okay. So we really want to get that dealt with. Okay, we'll draw a card with Avengers Mansion. It's an energy barrier, which I will go ahead and use Strength to pay for energy barrier. Comes in with 3 reflection counters. Quinn Carrier, Helicarrier, and a Super Soldier Serum will pay for North Star. Then Change of Fortune will be a resource. Actually, Super Soldier Serum will be a resource to pay for Taunt. So he's going to attack me. I will defend for 2, 3. He attacks for 2. And I take 1 indirect damage for each character I control. So I take no damage from him. He'll take 2 from me. And then I get to draw 3 cards. I will reflect. This energy barrier should actually be gone. 1 damage to him of the indirect. And then Titania will take 1. And I'll take 1. Okay. I don't believe I've discarded to get a card down, but we'll do Taunt to ready. Then I'll play Fearless Determination. Draw a card. I'll thwart for 3 off of this scheme. Titania will thwart for 2. And then 2 resources. Pay for another energy barrier. And then I'm going to hang on to Change of Fortune. North Star will thwart 1. And take 1 consequential. Okay. We're ready. And draw up to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. Threat goes up by 2 to 3. Loki is going to attack for 2 plus a boost. 2 plus a boost. Okay. I'll defend for 2, 3. I defend for 3. He's going to attack for 2, 3, and gains overkill. So 3. I take no damage from him. So Unflappable will trigger. And then I think this means threat can't be removed at all, so I can't do anything there. But he'll take 2 damage from my electrostatic armor and shield. And then we get 2 encounter cards. Draugr Buddy with guard. And Stories and Lies. Swap the avatar of Loki villain and play with a random set-aside avatar of Loki villain. Then, Loki the Knave or Loki the Miscreant is in play. He schemes. If it's the Wretch or Rascal, he attacks you. So I think these stay. He leaves play. I remember Titania has 4, so we'll roll this real quick. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 5. Loki the Miscreant. After I resolve a treachery, place 1 threat on the main scheme and 1 threat on a side scheme. That is a treachery. 1 threat on the main and 1 threat on the side. He is the Miscreant. He's going to scheme with +1. So he's going to scheme for 1, 2, 3, 6, which definitely pops this. So when the scheme would be completed, remove all threat from here and place 1 threat on Worlds Collide instead. Okay. Then he adds a threat because he resolved the treachery and 1 here. I think that's it. Okay. Okay. Super Soldier Serums will pay for what doesn't kill me. I get to ready and heal 2. I will go ahead and thwart 2 off of Door Between Worlds. Each group in my pod places 3 shatter counters on their avatar of Loki villain. So this goes up to 9. And then 1 synergy counter on each of the environments. And this goes to the victory display. Oh, sweet. Okay. Now that that's done, Titania is going to attack for 3 on the Draugr buddy. That will defeat him and overkill 1. Discards the top card of the encounter deck. If it is a treachery, deal Draugr buddy to that player as a face down encounter card. Okay. That is the end of the deck. So he'll get an acceleration. But I think I'm about to win anyways. So, unless I've played something wrong. Very possible. It does defeat Titania, so she'll leave play. And then nothing with guard. 1, 2, 3 for heroic strike. Deals 6 damage to an enemy. That defeats Loki the Miscreant. We add 5 to the 9, and we flip this. Shatter the illusion. Remove all counters from shading from the fading figment, and deal damage to the Loki. You've got to realize the number of counters removed this way. So then he takes 9 plus 5, that's 14. If Loki, God of Lies, is defeated, all players and all groups win the game. So I think that means I win. That was actually not that bad. Theoretically, I could have dealt 4 more damage, and I could have removed 4 threat or something, generated more resources. I don't know. That was a little bit easier than I was expecting it to be. I really enjoyed it. It could have been because maybe I was playing a deck that really played to my strengths. But I enjoyed that all the same. And I would love to see the game being played by as many people as possible. And I think that would be a ton of fun. We'll have to see if we can ever get something like that to work out. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you in the next one.